Welcome back to WKYT News at noon. Donald Trump is wrapping up a tough week that has seen him feud with people within his own party and caused his numbers to drop in the polls. Craig Boswell has the latest on campaign 2016.
Because a tape was made, right? You saw that with the airplane coming in. Nice plane.
Donald Trump is doing something he rarely does. He now admits he was wrong about this video. Trump tweeted, "The plane I saw on television was the hostage plane in Geneva, Switzerland, not the plane carrying $400 million in cash going to Iran." But Trump isn't apologizing for his refusal to endorse Paul Ryan and other establishment Republicans. Ryan, along with Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker and Senator Ron Johnson, say they still support Trump, but they're all skipping his rally in Green Bay, Wisconsin this evening. Democratic leader Harry Reid says Republicans must back Trump or risk losing GOP majorities in the House and Senate.
He is the nominee of the Republican Party. They're stuck with him. There's no way out of it.
Trump's electoral map is shrinking. Not only is he trailing in the polls of battleground states out this week, but his numbers are even beginning to fall in traditional Republican states. Hillary Clinton now holds a 4-point lead in Georgia, a state that has voted Republican since 1996. And national polls show Clinton with an average of a 7-point lead.
We're about to head into 3 weeks of Olympic coverage. There is not a lot of opportunity to move these numbers and reset the race until you get to mid-September.
Clinton has spent the week making the case that Trump is a bad businessman who would not be good for the nation's economy. Craig Boswell, CBS News, the White House.
Now, Trump's campaign says they always expected a dip in the polls following the Democratic convention. And they say the polls will move back Trump's way starting next week. President Obama is urging Congress to move quickly on emergency funding to combat the Zika virus. Last month, Senate Democrats blocked a Republican funding package because it did not fully fund President Obama's $1.9 billion request. Meanwhile, Florida health officials have started aerial spraying above the Miami neighborhood that's at the center of the Zika outbreak. So far, one part of that Zika zone has been cleared of the virus. The White House is staying mum on which celebrities will attend President Obama's birthday bash. The president turned 55 yesterday and celebrated with his family at a waterfront restaurant outside D.C., but his actual party is being held tonight. Many speculate the guest list will include A-listers like Beyonce and Oprah, who were at the First Lady's 50th birthday party 2 years ago. And it may not be a very late night for the First family. They leave for vacation at Martha's Vineyard in Massachusetts tomorrow. All eyes will be on Brazil tonight when the 2016 Summer Olympic Games officially kick off with the opening ceremonies in Rio. Athletes from Team USA started arriving earlier this week, including the most decorated Olympian ever, swimmer Michael Phelps, who's looking to add to his collection of gold medals. Phelps will carry the American flag during tonight's ceremony. This is the first time the Olympics have been held in South America.
We'll take you inside the new Coventry Oaks Elementary School coming up.
Now, your zone-by-zone forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
Well, it's pretty calm and quiet right now, but I will tell you this. Once we get deeper into the afternoon, we'll start to see a few rumbles of thunder slide on through. Stop me if you heard that before. Look down toward the east and southeast. Some of those showers sparking up. And I talked about this early this morning that east and southeast is just going to take some time to get that boundary off out of there. But then we got to watch as we get deeper into the afternoon. Watch for the western zones. Reason being, storms are forming just to the west of us. Southern Indiana, they will be heading into our neck of the woods, especially the western zones first, and here about 2 to about 3 hours. So if you're sitting in Shelbyville, Simpsonville, the Outlet Malls area, I-64, work your way up 71, give it about 2 to 3 hours, and this rolls right into you guys. If you're heading toward Louisville, heads up, these are going to be pretty heavy downpours. And let me take you through it hour by hour, and you can see that it will arrive in most of our viewing area back toward the west anywhere from 3 to 5 p.m. So 3 to 5 p.m., watch it to move into the west, slide into the Lexington metro area if it sticks together. Remember, this isn't a very potent system. You're not going to get widespread rain out of this, but the problem here is it doesn't matter if you have widespread rain or you have a 20% chance of rain in the forecast. You can have one thunderstorm pop up just over one county, and you're talking about a flash flooding concern. Our ground is just so wet. That's the kind of setup we have, and we'll see that roll through as we head through the afternoon and evening hours. Let's talk about tomorrow, because this is the last weekend that we can get out and knock out some late plans before school starts, before the kids get back into school. So this is the last weekend of the summer for a lot of people. And if you're planning on heading out to the lake, I just did a Facebook Live on my Facebook page, Micah Harris, WKYT, and a lot of people are actually asking about weddings. Here's your breakdown of the forecast. Here's 10 a.m., not a great chance of rain, still 30–40%. I would give it during the morning hours. If you are needing to do some things, do it during the morning. Watch what happens toward the afternoon. We get to 2, 3 p.m. and look what sparks up. Now, the past few model runs have put it right along that 64 corridor southbound. That means northern zones, you won't get the brunt of the rain. You'll still have a chance, but you won't get the brunt of it. That actually stays south of I-64. There's 2 p.m. And let's go off toward 3 and 4 and 5 p.m. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, it still looks like it's churning. Lake Cumberland does not look good for the raft up there toward the afternoon. Morning hours actually looks pretty good. Starts at 10 a.m. But in the afternoon, you might have to get out of that water because of some thunderstorms rolling on through. So wedding time, 4, 5 p.m., 6 p.m., look at that. Doesn't look good down toward the south. And so if you're heading out to the lake, like I said, the last weekend before the kids get back to school, you're about to head down there here in the next couple of hours. I would head down there today. Just know tomorrow does not look good. Your 7-day forecast shapes up like this. Once we get past tomorrow, though, Barb, Sunday, Monday, and even close to Tuesday, those actually look pretty good. We need 3 or 4 consecutive dry days.
That kind of a stretch.
We
wow.
need it bad.
That would be
Absolutely.
good.
That would be great for us because flash flooding has just been easy to do with these thunderstorms around.
Well, this weekend just kind of playing around.
That's right.
All right.
Absolutely.
Thanks. Well, when we come back, a UK recruit who could make a huge difference this season. And the football Cats have finally hit the field. Dave Baker's next with sports.
The talking, for the most part, ends today, and the Kentucky coach couldn't be happier. He simply wants to get to work on the field. This media day began by hearing from AD Mitch Barnhart, Stoops, and his coordinators, who we've heard plenty from over the course of the summer. But this day was different, as it's the coach's first public comments since his players have reported. Our Lee K. Howard, live at Commonwealth Stadium. Lee K.
From Mark Stoops, he even joked early on that he's ready to get finished with the talking season. He's ready to get his players on the field and get out there and start playing, start putting to work some of the stuff that we've heard about, some of the stuff they've been talking about since it seems like 2 months now. The expectations, the team, the depth, the players that are going to step up, the leaders that they found on the field. All that's good as they say it, but it's even better when they do it, and that's what Mark Stoops is ready to do. And of course, the past 2 seasons, this team has come up 1 win shy of a bowl game. In fact, they haven't been able to get to a bowl under Mark Stoops. That's the goal this year. He wasn't ready to say it's a bowl or bust kind of year, but you can tell he and the players are ready to get to work.
Just last night, we had a great meeting. And, you know, when I was done, you know, some of the players said, you know, they wanted players only. And don't make too big about it. Don't ask them about it. They just wanted to talk to each other. Before camp started, before issues arose. And I love that.
Yeah, the Stoops was talking about his players are excited. They had that players-only meeting, and in fact, the thing that got the biggest chuckle out of the media today was when Mark Stoops said, one of the reporters asked him if he was excited or does he still have the fire to be a head coach, and he said, "Are you kidding me? If you question that, you should have been in the meeting last night with the team and the fire that I had to my coaches and the players." He said, "That's unmistakable how much excitement, how ready he is, and how much fire he has going into the season." Now, of course, they hope that that will translate into wins on the football field. UK Football Media Day wrapping up behind me. We'll have much more throughout the day, but for now, we'll send it back to Dave Baker in the studios. Dave?
Thanks, Lee K. They won a championship, but to repeat, the Cleveland Cavaliers are looking to shore up their defense, and to do that, they've turned to a former Cat, DeAndre Liggins, reportedly signing a training camp deal with the Cavs. Since being drafted in the second round 5 years ago, Liggins has played for Orlando, Oklahoma City, and Miami. He won the D-League Defensive Player of the Year award 2 of the last 3 seasons. And some have said so jokingly, but you could really make the case that an incoming freshman who's not expected to get a lot of playing time could be the most important recruit in the modern era of UK basketball. Brad Calipari went to prep school last season in Massachusetts and worked on his game. Now, despite being the coach's son, he's out to prove that he belongs on the Wildcat roster.
I'm 100% confident in myself that I can do what everyone else is telling me that I can't. Other thing, a lot of people just think it's all just given to me, and I feel like my dad makes it pretty clear that it's not so. I mean, I don't really listen to all that's being said, but I feel myself that I've earned the spot that I've been given, and I feel like I've worked as hard as I can. I'm going to continue working as hard as I can to get to the spot that I want to be at.
And as long as the B-Cal's here, Calipari himself will be here. Tonight on the Big Blue Insider with Dick Gabriel, highlights and reaction from UK Football Media Day. That's at 6 on 630 WLAP. We'll hear more from the players, our first chance and only chance to talk to the freshmen. That and much more throughout the day, Barb. But for now, that's a look at sports on this Friday.
All right, Buzz, thank you so much. There's more to come in our next half hour of WKYT News at noon. You can get a sneak peek inside one of Lexington's new schools. Tonight's Mega Millions jackpot is $30 million, and tomorrow's Powerball jackpot is $52 million.